everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. I hope you're doing great this morning, and we're going to be taking a look at what is going on with the potential tropical cyclone in the Caribbean. So we'll be looking at the latest cone forecast from the National Hurricane Center, and we'll also be talking about conditions to expect as we head through today. So across portions of Jamaica, there has been some flooding. I have been seeing the videos, and unfortunately there's a lot more heavy rainfall which is likely through today, which may trigger even worse floods across some areas already inundated, or some other areas where the soil is just saturated. So a lot of heavy rainfall on top of that can trigger flooding. And this morning I'm actually seeing that schools have been ordered closed island-wide today. So that is some really good news, because this weather can certainly jeopardize the lives of students. I'm really happy to see that. But now we're going to get straight into what is expected. So here we are looking at these satellite imagery, and we can definitely see that all of this activity remains quite disorganized in association with the potential tropical cyclone. And we're seeing these bursts of convection, those areas of those blacks and those grays, and when you see those purples in the mix, that is where we have the heaviest rainfall activity with those thunderstorms and those strong winds. Now, because the system is not organized, sometimes these bursts of convection, they are spontaneous, and some of which is happening right near the center, and we're likely to see more of that as we head through today. So for right now, eastern parishes as I speak are experiencing some rainfall activity across some areas. But if one of these bursts of convection happen near the center while the system is going to be passing over Jamaica later today, then that will certainly bring a lot of heavy rainfall. But regardless, through today there will be a lot of rainfall activity making its way into the island, and the western parishes, especially southwest parishes, will have the best chance of experiencing tropical storm force winds of at least 39 miles per hour. But the system is sustaining winds of 35 miles per hour right now. So we'll see what happens with this, and the National Hurricane Center is actually pushing back a bit on whether the system could become a tropical cyclone or not, because now the system is forecast to become a tropical storm a bit later than initially anticipated. And because of the shear ahead, I have my doubts about this acquiring tropical storm status. Nonetheless, the rainfall has been the main concern from the system, and not so much whether it is a tropical storm or not. But there is a tropical storm watch still in effect for multiple areas, because tropical storm conditions are possible. So the system in and of itself, not a tropical storm. It is still a disturbance designated as a potential tropical cyclone. So as we look across other areas, though, as we go toward sections of Haiti, there's also some heavy rainfall activity moving in, and things get a bit clearer for Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the northern Leeward Islands. As much isn't going on in the area. But from Guadeloupe going southward, there was some cloud cover within the area, possibly with a couple of showers moving through. But this morning things are clearing up, and as we head toward Trinidad Tobago, though, there are still some showers making their way into the area. Going toward the ABC Islands, not seeing where there's anything much within the area either. And then as we head towards Central America, mostly for sections of Costa Rica and Panama, there's quite a bit of rainfall activity for some areas, which is being influenced by the system, by the way. So that has been influencing the rainfall activity down in Panama, unleashing a lot of heavy rainfall over the past couple of days. But as we head further north into parts of Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Belize, and the offshore islands, we can see that things are pretty much quiet this morning. And then as we make our way toward the Cayman Islands, not seeing where much is happening, maybe some occasional showers and overcast conditions. Some of that rainfall from the disturbance is also moving into Cuba. And as we head through the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, quite overcast with some showers that may be heavy at times across some areas. And then for much of Florida, conditions have improved, but there's still some showers moving through across some areas, especially near the East Coast. Now let's move on to the rainfall forecast from the Euro model, and here we go. We can see here that this goes out, by the way, to later tonight. So we can see that Euro is showing some of these shades of burgundies and these pinks and these purples just in the vicinity of Jamaica, eastern Cuba, Haiti, and even for the southerly portion of the Bahamas. A lot of heavy rainfall is likely as the system is going to be making its way by today. And then even down in parts of Costa Rica and Panama, we're also seeing that a lot of heavy rainfall is likely, and also for parts of Colombia. But going up into Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, Mexico, as I said, there isn't much happening. However, there may be some rainfall activity across some areas, but for the most part, it is going to be a pretty sunny day. And for the offshore islands of San Andres and Providencia, there may be some heavy rainfall at times with all of that activity within the area. ABC Islands should remain pretty dry for the most part today. And then as we head into the Windward Islands, especially going to Grenada, Tobago, there may be some showers moving through. But of course, things will be quieter for the northern Leeward Islands headed toward the Virgin Islands and for parts of Puerto Rico, especially northern Puerto Rico. But in terms of Hispaniola on a whole, Haiti and the Dominican Republic, there's likely to be some rainfall activity moving into the Dominican Republic, and that may induce flooding. There may be some periods of heavy rainfall which induce flooding, and for much of the Bahamas as well in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And for the Cayman Islands, though, the Cayman Islands is nearby all that activity, and there could be some showers passing by at times. So some shower activity is certainly possible across the area. So that is what to expect in terms of the rainfall activity. Now let's move on to the latest from the National Hurricane Center. And here we are. This is the 4 a.m. update. And we can see those watches being quite prevalent on the graphic here. So these yellow markings represent that tropical storm watch. Again, tropical storm conditions possible in Jamaica. The heavy rainfall that will be unleashed for sure across many areas at some point through today. But again, those tropical storm force winds would be most probable for the western side of Jamaica, near the center of the system as it passes by. And we can see here that by late tonight, going to early tomorrow morning, just before reaching Cuba, the system may try to make a run for tropical storm status, intensifying just between Jamaica and Cuba. But let's see how that goes. As I said, I have my doubts, but that doesn't really matter right now. The rainfall is the concern that has been the concern with the system, but it is making its way out to the northeast at 10 miles per hour, so not really a slow mover here. Now, as we take a look at the model intensity guidance, we can see that models are now starting to hop off in terms of the system actually acquiring tropical storm status, and we've still got a decent amount of them. Most of them still expect that at least a weak tropical storm could become of potential tropical cyclone 22, and should it acquire that status, should it reach that threshold, it will become Vince, as that is the next name to be used. But again, heavy rainfall likely through today, and there could be those periods of flooding and those mudslides as well, especially within those hillier areas. So that is going to be the major concern as we head through today. And as I said, fortunately, all schools island-wide have been ordered closed. So guys, please stay safe. Please continue to stay safe as best as possible. Please do not take any unnecessary risks, and of course I'll be keeping you posted as the day goes on. So that is it for right now, and I hope that you found this video to be quite informative. But if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.